Excuse me. As the title goes, because it is really a thing to me. And I wonder, because like I could change my voice. We all have acting capabilities, you know. I want to be famous too. I want a YouTube check where I can just be me. And I feel like I'm just as capable and worthy of getting out of the rat race and rolling with the cats, you know. Cause I'm just not cut out to. Well, I'm not gonna say I'm not cut out. I just was stubborn. Some games are just not meant to be played. I'm gonna go into it pretty soon here. All I need is one. Can I get one? Can I get one? Can I get your attention? All I need is one. All I need is one. Can I get your attention? Because that's what I'll need to get on the road. Ooh, look at that white. Woo. I just think about how almost 40 some years ago, I looked over here and I was like, I have one strand of white hair. And I was just like, whoa, that is crazy. I don't think I ever pulled it out though. I never pulled it out. I left it there. And I'm glad of that. I never pulled that white out. But for the longest, it stayed dark on this side. And then just one day recently, it just was like, pop! Just like other parts of my body that we'll just not talk about. But that's just it. It's like um Azalea. What's up, Azalea? Um, it's like since random people with stuff, I'm just gonna just be myself. Now, like I said, I could change my voice. Or I could be like, yeah, what's up? Hey, Azalea. Um, you know, because it's like YouTube has allowed the everyday person. It doesn't matter. You could be sloppy fat, just fat, no teeth, some teeth, tall, skinny, handsome, not handsome, beautiful, unbeautiful to those not needed. You could be the more degenerate that you are of something, gambling. You could be messy, eat, just be eat at places, eat cheap food, eat expensive foods, um all these things that basically it doesn't require any kind of education. It doesn't require any kind of education. Everybody's being allowed to just get on the come up if you just willing to forget being exploited, exploit yourself at your own leisure. You notice that? It's like yeah, I guess like if I really came out here and was just really bold about like my life's events, not talking about people, but just the situations that I have endured, been in, or seen, I probably really could just. But I'm just really worried about, hey, I don't want to hurt nobody. But what I've come to realize is, I'm going to get back to my topic. The same people that I was like wanting to protect from embarrassment or hurt, they will on me in a second. Oh, jeez. But anyway, as I was saying, let me get some air. Um, yeah, look at like there are so many degenerate gamblers out there that are getting a YouTube check. And yeah, I'm not jealous is not the word. Even envy, I'm not envious because it's like I could do that too. That's it's not that's not what I am. That's not what it is. I'm just trying to understand where this is all going, you know? Because I'm religious without being all sanctified. But I'm observant of the world and how it's going, you know? I'm that type that I pick up on things. And how I'm just, like I said, how I'm seeing things. Like right now I can see where somebody was doing one of them, they've, you know, flying a kite. And, but they're parasailing, that's whatever it is when you on the jumping off in the air. And that takes some training and endurance of yourself. But to go out there and be like, I'm going to get money as much as I can. I'm going to put it in a slot machine. I'm going to play blackjack. I play poker. Solar Productions 1. What's up? Hello. How these people can be a character out there and it's entertainment for us. Because I know, like, I watch those things, you know, because there's moments like I like to go and gamble at times, and so I look at for people to for tips and tricks, and that's, you know, but then I just finally sat back and started realizing that these are the same people that have been gambling, you know, that we see all the time, but then they just finally turn on the camera and they don't care. They don't care who sees, because like for the social media platforms, um, they're like, heck yeah, we're making a killing off basically people like me to get distracted and then put on their views that then create ads and, you know, just all this whatever. Because it's either like we're going to see the ads or we're going to pay to not see the ads. Anyway, YouTube is getting like stacks of cash. And then for us, and I say us, not that I've gotten any money, but since I'm have a channel, you know, I'm in the lines of like, hey, one day maybe I'll go and ooh, I'll get my first YouTube check kind of thing. But it's like gambling for sure. I'm gonna talk about that. Gambling is a big ass thing. It's like between gambling and food, I'm like it's more bigger than like sex. It seems like. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure on the OnlyFans channel, which I have tried to like download to like see what it's get on there, but I never got on there. It's like I couldn't figure out what was the right thing to do, you know. So I never. And I'm saying I just wanted to get on there to be a looker, not to me to be on there. So I just find that like really freaking wild and crazy as to how that is. But we're gonna get back to like these slot machine people. Like I said, I've seen them where you had some people who were kind of, um, I don't know what it is. You had some people that were kind of, hey, look at the hearts, heart. Hey, I love you too, love it, I love it, love you for loving it. What's wrong? There's nothing wrong with saying. That's what I learned from a hustler, like saying I love you. That's the first thing because it throws a person off. Like we should be loving everybody anyway. You know, that's just humanity. As long as people are good to us, even if they were mean, hey, I love you from afar. But you know, the whatever in me is like, hey, I'm at peace, love humanity. So shouldn't be afraid to tell a stranger I love you. at all, you know. Unless you just really hate people, then you just wouldn't say it anyway. You just be, you know. But anyway, like I said, you got people who can just freaking you got people that can just, oh, that's too small. That's too small. Cause we not trying to do, we setting the braid, and then we gonna set it for another. Yeah, that says that you got people who can do really serious productive things. Well, I mean, I guess they get views too. But what I don't get is, like, why are we contributing to these people who gamble, and some don't make it though. Some, they start off cool going, and then they fall off. I do get that. You know what they have, because that's just it. They don't show everything. Not sure why you're talking. I wonder what comment is that somebody just left. Oh, it's something that they replied to. We gonna see. It might be something about not that I care, but I'm interested. Especially, you know, when you see it in your face and you be like, what did they say? Hold on, because I know you're not talking crap to me. But anyway, like I said, you got these people, they're degenerative, and then they get paid. They end up getting paid from YouTube to just do us some more. And then they get sponsored. And I guess, and that's just it. Like I said, it's not about jealousy or anything. It's more so about, like, hold on. There's just too much out there. I need to be eating too. Uh, Somebody, I'm not trying to work or work for anybody. Just want to hit a legitimate lick. You know? Um, yeah, get me up out of poverty. 'Cause I'm the poorest of the poor. For sure, the poorest of the poor. It's only obvious, you know. But unlike those, like, there's this one dude, yeah, because you got the one dude that's a gambler that lives out of his car. He lives out of his car, and he straight up puts on there like, "Hey, I'm looking for." They call them donos, I guess, because you're not allowed to literally solicit to ask people for money. And there's been moments though where I wonder, like, if it's really strangers, or maybe they got people they know that's like, here, send me money, just to motivate other people, you know, to send me money, and then I go off and gamble it and see if I can get my fortune, and then come back and be like, hey, I'm a millionaire, and it's thanks to your donations. Here's your 20 back. Who knows? But, you know, it's like on top of that, and then they get a little chitty change from YouTube for a moment, but it's like they're now they're getting recognized because they're a degenerate, and I guess that's for other degenerates to help them, like, to deal and cope with their gambling problems or something. And then they're homeless and live in their car. Homeless live in their car begging people for their money to go back to just gamble. You know? Or you've got people that'll, like, ask people, and then I have to be like, you're not even trying to uh, I'm bringing up basically asking people to spend money on a hotel room for them, and it's like they're not even staying in inexpensive places. I mean, I don't know if it's around, but I just look at where I'm at, and, you know, for definitely for under $100 you can get a room. Because then I think about that, be like, hey, you just give me $100 for a room for a night, but usually you gotta pay a deposit. So I'm thinking, like, I guess these people be in places where you don't gotta pay a deposit for the room. But anyway, just going back to it. So, like I said, we're harping on about the fact that people that one of the biggest, um, it's smoke and mirrors, I guess, is to even watch people just gamble, gamble, gamble. Because sometimes you'll think like it's like overall they're not gambling their life away. They're really like helping to feed in. If you've got an issue with it or not, it's like you're gonna see it enough, and you're like, I'm headed out there. I'm going now. Uh, or or it's something new that someone that you're gonna pick up and start doing yourself. Then you've got people who will eat. Whoa, now this is just a whole nother level. Because you've got from people from what the first one was what doing the mukbangs, or basically just eating a whole bunch of damn food for no reason. I remember that one couple. Oh no, he wasn't on. He was just like on a lunch break or something. But there was a couple, this man and woman, husband and wife, and they would get on there. They were quick to be like, especially doing like some seafood boils or something. But it could be that, some church's chicken. But the wife, she really liked crabs and shrimp too, I guess. But just let me say seafood a lot. And you'd always just see them from the waist down, which is like that's telling a lot. If you only go on a date, every time you see them, it's just always from the waist down. That means that they eating a lot, you know. And they'll just sit up there and they just eat, 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 and just be talking about whatever, but just eating. And they got notoriety for this. They got notoriety for just eating an abundance amount of food, bragging on, like, yeah, this was a couple $100 worth of food we ate, and they done set up there between the two of them, talking about nothing that even matters but eating. And us as an audience would just sit back and give them that acknowledgement that they were worthy of getting paid to just eat. Because I'm sure it's like, I imagine that there's probably only so much watch time necessary before it's counted as a point towards whatever that check that you could potentially be getting. That's what I imagine. I don't know because I'm like, I never did it for the money, so I never looked in to see like what do I need type of thing. So I imagine that it is. It's just about being consistent, on a daily basis. And then your audience kicks in. But anyway, so from mukbangs, you had that with that one dude, Nick. Oh, damn, what was his name? Nicotano. Anyway, I can't remember. But this dude went from, he was a small dude, and he ate his way on up. Like people saw him eat himself to this huge this. He was a mess. He was a mess, not because he was huge, but what he became. It's like he became someone that had a value to his life, and the more he ate, he just got obnoxious. You know, where does that do that? He just got obnoxious, and then he just started being disgusting looking. Just anyway. But you know, it's like, I don't think I'm coming in late. I just coulda, woulda, shoulda. When I first got on here, about like 13 years ago, I understood what I was getting into and just stayed consistent. Whoa. I would have got my checks. I would have got my YouTube check by now. So I would have definitely, I'm a force to be reckoned. You understand? So I am somebody. I am somebody. Can you sing it again? Yeah, yeah. I am. I am somebody. I said I somebody. Hey. Just like you. We all somebody. We all somebody's child. Just like somebody here talking about, well, not on here, but earlier. I'm their grandma. That would be so freaking cool if I did. My grandkids, they did find me. My mind it drifted a bit. So I'm back to. I mean, I can stay on both the gamblers. Then you got after people, the mukbang. Um, you started getting people that were just going like to restaurants and trying different places. Um, Once again, though, like that's the thing. Now, for argument's sake, I'm cool with that because as we see, like I mean, I do the same thing. Um, you know, I go someplace to eat, I will like talk about it, whether it's good or bad. Or if I go to an establishment, period. You know, if I'm thinking about it, remember, I don't like video everyone or make a video rather about everyone place I go to, but that's understandable. But it's those ones where you got the one girl like I'll go in there. She's like, I come in here to some like a buffet and just go there to eat until you get kicked out. And she's a small looking girl, which to me I just take she's got just a really great digestive system right now. You know, she's young. Uh, it makes me wonder about like where are we at as a society? We've got so much. There was at one point there was probably like 5 channels. There was a time when TV cut off. It would just go or just cut off. I mean, not totally cut off, but the TV would just cut off and it'd be like stripes, lines in there. You know, maybe like midnight or after Twilight Zone went off, and be off for a few hours, come back on, like they were doing maintenance or something. Now it's just 24/7. You know, especially once they realized about having cable channels. Ooh, I need to. This part of my hair right here, I done broke that off. Definitely got to get that thicker and motivated. It's freaking crazy. why, like, the nighttime is the right time. But you see, it's like I said, I'm not going on here. Whenever I just feel like speaking my mind. Because I have no friends. Can't you see why? Because I just don't, I will call out bullshit. I have people call out bullshit on me too, but I'm like, okay, well, where's yours to back it up though? You saying I'm bullshit, full of shit, but prove it. I'm not saying nothing about you just to be saying it. I can prove it. That's the difference, and people don't like that. So, boo hoo. At one point, I thought I was gonna make a friend, but well, I mean, I do have but friends from when I was growing up. I got it because if he was watching, I don't want to hurt your feelings, bro. You're my friend, I know. But we don't like kick it, you know. 'Cause you do your thing and I do mine. But as far as like friends, because people they got different levels, and what I've found is I have a problem. It's hard to be a friend with someone that I not only had deep feelings for, I still do, as much as I don't want to, you know. So that makes it hard. But anyway, how to get to that? How to get to that from the mukbang? I don't know, cause I'm random. I'm so fucking ADD. It's so freaking funny. It's so freaking funny. But I also can't be friends with somebody that, or, yeah, so just because somebody's your family member, they still got to want to be your friend or be your friend. So that's where I go. So whether it's a perfect stranger or someone that I grew up around and knowing, if they on some bullsh crap, I'm going to call it out. And most people can't handle that. Don't like it. Especially when they know that you're truthful. And overall, so they'll start talking loud over you because they don't want you to blurt out because they already know. But they'll still deny. They'll be in denial. Not in denial, but they will deny the situation. They'll deny the facts, the matter at hand. They'll deny that over and over. They will deny it. And the minute that you're about to just blurt it out, they'll hang up the phone on you. Or something. They'll do something to end it. I know some people that they would just get physical. They say they stopped, but I believe if they were taunted enough. But overall, I could believe they probably stopped because they realized, I done got away with some shit for a while. It's liable to catch up with me. So let me stop. Because ain't nobody really worth your freedom, but sometimes, for some of us, we got to really realize that people are not as important other people aren't as important as one's own freedom. And that's when it comes to loving yourself. Now, this might look a little something now, but when I'm done, watch out. Ooh, the black is leaving me. The black is leaving me.